Okay guys, now once again we are going to go through one opinion essay. Just remember one thing, most of the time in your actual IELTS exam, either you get opinion essay or you get discussion essay. So you should pay some special attention to opinion essay and discussion essay. Along with that, you must be familiar with problem solution essay and advantages, disadvantages essay. So through these templates, we'll go through every type. Like today, we will try to go through at least 4 to 5 templates, right? And again, I tell you, basically for essay writing, there are 4 things which are really important. Number 1, task response, heart of writing. What is task response? You have understood the topic and you have written according to the topic. What is task response? You have understood the type of the essay and you have written accordingly. Now, if it is opinion essay and you have followed the style of a discussion essay, so you did not achieve task response. And the third thing is you have written 250 words for task 2. This is what we call task response. And if task response, that is number 1. If there is task response, then they will check your grammatical range, your lexical resource, your coherence and cohesion. If your essay is away from the topic, you have written another essay, there is a different topic or you misunderstood the topic, then even the coherence and cohesion of that essay will not be marked in a positive way, right? So you should be careful. And by the way, whatever you write away from the topic, that will be out of the word count. They have a word count, 250 words minimum. That's why I advise my students to write around 350 words. Even if there is anything out of the word count, still there are 250 words left and they can evaluate those 250 words. Okay? So, let's take a start. First of all, we read and interpret the topic. Yes, please. English, please. You are in IELTS class. Huh? So, what's the question? Opinion essay is the essay where they say how far do you agree or disagree, to what extent do you agree or disagree, do you think advantages outweigh disadvantages, that is also opinion essay, do you think this is a positive or a negative development, opinion essay.
I write agree or disagree in opinion essay.
Yes, you either have to agree or you have to disagree. Right? Don't say I agree also. Sometimes I disagree as well, right? I can't make up my mind. So either you agree or you disagree. Now just let's take a look here and then you can just see that. Okay, now the first thing is you must read and interpret the topic. If you do not understand the topic and you understand the topic in a wrong way, then you will make a mess of your essay. So that's why it is extremely important to read and understand the topic. Let's see, some people think means according to some people, that the government should make university education free for all students. Now, number 1, some people think, this is the belief of the people, university education should be free for everyone. That's what they are saying. Regardless of their financial situation, whether people are poor or they are rich, whether they can afford it or they cannot afford it, university education should be free of cost for all the people. Do you understand the situation? Now they say, to what extent do you agree or disagree? Now what is this? They need your opinion. If you agree, that means university education should be free of cost for all the people. All the people means rich or poor. If you disagree, that means no, there should be some fee. It's not that university education is totally free, people will not value the education and all that stuff. Now, by the way, being students, do you agree that university education should be free for all the students? Yes. Especially in Canada, huh? Okay, in Australia and New Zealand and all that, free education. Okay, so you agree. Now you need to come up with some reasons to support your agreement. And these reasons are called arguments. And you need to come up with some solid reasons, with some good reasons to support your argument. If your argument is weak, you will not be able to get good bench score on that. Okay, so these 22 topics which we are doing, through these 22 topics you will gain knowledge, you will get some new vocabulary words also, and you will find the structure, the style, how to get that bench score. Okay, let's take a start. Introduction, first paragraph. These days public debate has been going on over whether, now you can copy this sentence, right? And after whether, if you write a wrong sentence, this template sentence will also die. Okay, you will murder both. Okay, yeah, it's just like that. So, whether the government should make tertiary education free for all students. Tertiary education is another word for university education. What is this? This is just a general sentence about the topic. Through this sentence, you tell the examiner that I have understood the topic, right? So, this is the general sentence. Now, in the second sentence, you will write your thesis or you will write your plan. Second sentence says, I tend to believe that. You can copy it also. I tend to believe that means I believe that. But tend to is a good word here. I tend to believe that higher education, now for university education, rewording is higher education. Higher education should be free for the following reasons, and now those reasons will come in the next paragraph. Okay, so very simple. First sentence you mentioned that you have understood the topic or what you've understood from the topic. And by the way, that first sentence, I mean, they give you this topic to write an essay and you write a very good essay on education. Education system is this, education system is that, we should have this education, that English medium education, Urdu medium education, that will be away from the topic. So remember, the heart of your writing in essay writing is task response. And many students, they lose their marks in task response. And after task response, once task response is bad, even if you have good grammar, very good lexical resource means vocabulary, very good coherence and cohesion, it does not help you. So that is why I would advise you to read and discuss the topic minimum 4 to 5 times. Focus every word. Some people think, according to some people, government should make university education free. So government should provide university education free of cost and all that. So you need to discuss time and again so that you are very, very clear. You don't go beyond the topic. You don't go away from the topic, right? Okay, now we move on. So the next paragraph is going to be longer because over here you will write why you agree, the reasons for your agreement. And you need to see 4 things now here. Task response, number 1. Whenever you read any sample essay, you must go through the things like task response, grammatical range, lexical resource, and coherence and cohesion. And I'll show you all 4 things here. 3 main factors support the idea. So you are telling the reader, I'm going to describe 3 factors of free education. The primary factor we need to take into consideration is that, you can copy this sentence, right? All the sentences which are written in bold, you can copy them. Many students cannot afford university education, although they truly want to get degrees. So what is reason number 1? Why university education should be free? Because many students cannot afford university education. Obviously, without enough financial resources, now you are expanding your topic. And by the way, this is what examiner wants to see. Examiner does not want to see that you have described the main topic. They want to see how you expand the topic. That's another important thing. So now he's expanding the topic. Obviously, without enough financial resources, comma, these students have to give up their dreams, comma, which is unfair to them. You must try to write sentences like these sentences. They will bring you good bench score. Besides, the government is already wasting taxpayers' money on projects such as space exploration by making spaceships. The fund should be spent on university education. So this is one of the things. Let's go on. That is to say, the government would be well advised to allocate resources in a more sensible way, So the second one is, as government is spending money on space science and many other things where there is no real potential, they should spend that money on university education. Third reason, so second reason is what? What is the second reason?
Government is not allocating.
Exactly, that's right. Yeah, they're wasting taxpayers' money and they're not allocating funds to that. A third reason for my belief is that, now this sentence can be copied. Okay, you need to come up with your own template, personal template, that if there is opinion essay, I know what sort of words and phrases. And by the way, all the words which are written in bold, they will achieve task response, they will achieve coherence and cohesion. Very important point. And by the way, total band is 9. In all 4 things, they will give you out of 9 band in task response. Now, for example, if your task response is good, they will give you even 7 band in task response. Next, grammatical range. If your grammar is good or normal, they might give you 6 band. Then next, vocabulary. If you've used good vocabulary, they may give you 7.5. Right, and last, coherence and cohesion, and then divided by 4, and that is your band score. Right, so these 4 things, whenever you write anything, take a look. Okay, first of all, I want to check task response. Yes, I have written according to the topic. Yes, I have written 250 words. Right, my understanding of the topic is good. Second thing, grammatical range. I have used, and remember 3 C's, as I mentioned before, 3 C's: compound, complex, conditional. You must learn. I mean, in 1 hour through YouTube, you can learn how to write compound sentences. Second hour, you learn how to write complex sentences. And third hour, you learn how to write conditional sentences. So these 3 sentences are the heart of writing, heart of essay for 7 or above band score. Okay, a third reason for my belief is that high tuition fees may prevent some students from studying at university. So the third reason is high tuition fees. That's why students don't reach the university. It is widely recognized that many young people are reluctant to face their loans after graduation, which means such a burden might make university education less attractive. What do the students do? They take the loan from the banks or other organizations. They complete their study, and once they get the job, they have to return the money. Right? So they are just talking about that. So 3 factors in 1 paragraph: good coherence, good cohesion, good task achievement, very good sentence structures here, and very appropriate vocabulary. Now, you're going to write, because whenever you write agree, disagree essay, in order to balance the essay, you must write a paragraph. I mean, you agree with it. Now, the points where you disagree. Although you agree university education should be free and all that, but sometimes if education is free, it loses its value. People don't value that. So this is what you disagree. So you must write, mainly if you agree, you must write more in agreement and less in disagreement. And if you disagree, you write more in disagreement and little in agreement. So I admit that students' financial contributions to higher education helps universities to improve facilities. So this is what the contrast, the contrary point. I admit that students' financial contributions to higher education helps universities to improve facilities. Despite that, a more reasonable government funds allocation can solve this issue, for which we can find plenty of evidence from our own experience. So very short contrast paragraph is already given here. After this, you will write conclusion. Very simple. In conclusion, I would argue that tertiary education should be paid by the government. Instead of saying free, now he's saying tertiary education should be paid by the government. And again, I tell you, when it comes to lexical resource, vocabulary, they never see whether this candidate has used very high-fi vocabulary. Not at all. Look at this essay. I'm sure it would get 8 to 8.5 band. And you can see, I mean, until now, maybe that tertiary is a new word. Otherwise, there isn't any word that you don't know. So if you know all these words, you should only learn how to use these words and produce something like this, and you will get the band you desire actually. Even more than that you can get. Okay. So I would argue that tertiary education should be paid by the government, full stop. Accordingly, it would be generally advisable for the government to allocate financial resources in a more beneficial way, not on space science and other stuff. Instead of that, they can put that money to education. In 2 sentences, we have concluded this essay, right? So now you need to keep in mind, whenever there is agree disagree essay, in total you will write 4 paragraphs, introduction, 1 long paragraph. If you agree, you will write why you agree, reasons for agreement. If you disagree, why you disagree and reasons for disagreement, contrast paragraph and conclusion.
Sir, maybe write 2 paragraphs in agreement and 1 paragraph.
Yes, you can divide 1 large paragraph into 2 small paragraphs also. That's perfectly fine. No issues with that as well.
An example is important.
Example with 1 point. Now, for example, if you are giving 2 arguments, so in 1 argument you must give example. In 2nd argument you can elaborate your point, right? But I mean, don't do like without example you are writing all the thing, because why do we give example? To support our argument. Why do we give example? To strengthen our argument, to prove our argument. So that is why there must be an example, right? Okay, thank you.